Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the most magical show in the keyboard community. I'm your host, Merlin, and if it's your first time here, thank you for joining in. This channel is all about keyboards and building them from the hardware to the software end. And tonight, we'll be making firmware, QMK firmware for one of the most popular boards in the community, the TGR Jane. So thanks for joining in. First things first, this week's been great. Got quite a few things in the mail this week for future builds, actually. So let's take a look at what we got in the mail. But first, I see quite a few people on tonight. Sophia, a Charizard fan, thanks for joining in. Who else is here? Cash Bear, Nick Heller, Offline Giggles, XBash001. Zay Stridge, thank you everyone for joining in tonight. Here we go. Alright, so first things first, I got a bunch of Gateron inks in. If you don't know what Gateron inks are, they are one of the smoothest linear switches I have ever found. These were sent to me by 159 of Project Keyboards for his unicorn build this coming Saturday, which we'll be doing. He also sent me a bunch of lube, 205G0, which I have already finished lubing, thankfully, because I really hate lubing. It took me a whole day. The other one doesn't quite count as a, as a mail day, because I actually went all the way to Zeal yesterday and picked it up from his office. These are 7067G V2 Zelios that I will be putting in to maybe my Duck Eagle V2, the rebuild of it. Haven't quite decided yet. Droshna says, what? I don't get a call out. Okay, I'll call you out. Droshna, hello Droshna. It's not like I don't talk to you every day. A Charizard van. Yes, these are Zelios that you see fresh out of Zeal's office. I was in Canada this past weekend. I had to renew a passport, so I figured I'd drop by his office and pick these up. And last but not the least, special thanks to Yuxi for sending me the TGR Jane PCB. Here we go. Zeal office, so nice. Here we go. This is the Zeal PCB. I mean, I'm thinking of Zeal now. No, this is the TGR PCB. This one, in fact, is the Alps one. The MX one is still in the box, which I'll grab later. Just showing you off what some of the options are. If you look closely, you'll see that it's titled V1.2. These look pretty good. And even the Alps one is a Atmega 32A. I think it's a fairly well-made PCBs. Just looking at the traces, you can see the columns are all run up and down. And the rows all seem to go left to right. So this should be easy to trace, hopefully. Yes, it's still a mini USB. All of the TGR Janes are still using mini USB. I suspect it's because most of them are still running the Bootmapper client PCB. And if you follow the design of the Bootmapper client PCB, they all use mini USB. Easy to trace, famous last words, indeed. Okay, so I'll just keep showing this. So the story goes that a few months ago, I reached out to Yuxi and I was like, hey man, I noticed that the TGR Jane is Bootmapper client, and QMK now supports Bootmapper client. So we can port it over really easily. Can you send me the schematics? Can you send me what pins you're using, you know? And, you know, I could probably get this done in a night. He's like, no problem, I'll send you some hardware. And I thought that he would send me a PCB, so I was very, very ecstatic. I just like, wow, I was not expecting him to send me a PCB. But when I got the package last week, it came in a 3.5-pound box, and I was like, that is no mere PCB. He sent me a frickin' Jane. Yuxi sent me an entire TGR Jane. All I asked for was pins and maybe a schematic, and he sent me a PCB and an entire Jane right there in the blue color. Sophia, yes, he literally sent this to me. I sent him so many like thanks. Look at that. This is probably one of the most beautiful TKLs I have ever seen. Like, I've seen these in meetups before, but yeah. I know, seriously, like when I first opened it, I literally just started tearing up because these, how much is this board? This is like several $100 board just without switches and stuff. Like, I think it's $700. It's the real $700 board, if you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's like this isn't something I could normally afford, and just for him to send this to me, I'm like, dude, you are so generous. Thank you. Thank you so much. Like, seriously. So I sent him a bunch of messages saying, thank you, you didn't have to do that. That was too much. This is too much. I don't deserve this. And he did say that while this is an authentic TGR Jane V2, it's not 100% fine. He said it's actually a rejected unit and there are some defects. And I'm looking at it and I'm just like, wow, this is a defective unit that someone rejected. He's like, oh, there's some anodization errors and there's some dents. And I'm looking around at it and I'm like, I don't know, I'm either blind or or he fixed them all somehow, but I'm really not seeing any. This looks amazing, really. It's very hard to see. He said most of it can be seen on the bottom. I'm looking at it right now and I'm like, So I can see like a little tiny chip over there. Here. Right over there. Where my left thumb is. Really tiny chip. Tiny dent down here. And yeah, that's it. I haven't quite opened it yet, so that's something I'll have to play with. But yeah, this is something that I never expected anyone to just send me, and I am extremely grateful to Yuxi for doing this. This is insane. So Yuxi, if you're watching this stream, either on the VOD or actually, are you on right now? Let's take a look. Nope, I do not recognize Yuxi. Thank you so much. This means a lot, and it's because of people like you that really encourage me to continue doing what I do here. And whoa, that's too loud. Someone followed Nick Heller. Yeah, so thank you so much for sending me this unit. I still feel like I don't deserve this. This is crazy. So yeah, let's begin the port. Let's see what are people saying here. He sent a full TGR Jane V2 for you to have. Yes, for me to have, indeed. This is like the most coveted board ever. Yeah, yeah, it is. There's fingerprints on the back part. Send it back. Yeah, totally. I'll just send this board back completely. I don't know. That's beautiful. This is actually my first custom TKL. I'll just let you guys take a look. Looks so pretty. So pretty. I don't even know what to put on this board. Okay. All right. What should we do? We should play some music and get to porting. But very first, Zealios would be nice. Yes, those Zealios that I bought are for a different board. I've only bought 70 of them exclusively for that purpose. And this is porting with ports, so I gotta drink some port. As you can see, I am still drinking what I've been drinking for the last 3-4 weeks. Tawny port from Costco, actually. From Costco, the 10-year Tawny port. 20% alcohol per 750 milliliter bottle. So far, I like it. I think I was comparing it to the 10-year Taylor Fladgate, which is still my #1 pick of this entire porting with port stream. This one, similar, like this at $16 versus $24. If you can spend the extra $8, totally go for the Taylor Fladgate. Costco wine, yeah, Costco wine for sure. Speaking of port, what would be a good key set for the Rama U80A in port? What would be a good key set for that? I think that samurai set would look really good would look really good on it. Samurai set, what else? There's that old signature plastic set, the retro set. That would look really good. And I know it's difficult. It's difficult to come up with something that matches that color of the port. Let's just leave it at those two for now. Oh yeah, and the last thing I got in the mail was this. I'm sure you've seen post after post already on Reddit, but consider this my show and tell session. MT3 Godspeed. This is on a Kira 60 with a DO60 PCB. I like it so far. MT3 is one of my favorite profiles, though I did notice that on this board, I've been averaging sometimes 5 to 10 less when it comes to WPM. So who knows, maybe it just hugs my fingers too much. Alright, what to do now? I'm looking for my toolkit. Where did I put my toolkit? Alright, let's see who else came in. Bloodluster, thanks for joining in. Dunas BH, Notrolo, Slankso5, VNK, Vigo Pros. Thanks for joining in, guys. Okay, so if it's your first time here, this is going to be primarily a programming stream, but the first part will involve me taking this multimeter and plugging away at the circuit board, figuring out what switch is connected to what switch, what is connected to what diode, and which pin of the microcontroller it's connected to. So this is going to be a long and possibly boring process. So let's play some music to keep you all occupied. Doot. Let's pump up that volume a bit. There we go. Hi, Nocholo. Okay. Where did I put my little toolkit? So we need to take out this PCB. I'm not entirely sure what if the MX and the Alps PCB are identical, but just to make sure, I want to start with doing the MX one first. I don't know how to take apart a Jane, but I guess we'll figure it out today. Was just wondering, how come the PCB manufacturer doesn't provide this info? Is this how it's always done, or are there decent vendors who help out? That is a very good question. My life would be a lot easier if the designer of this PCB would contact me and tell me, hey, this is the schematic. These are the pins. These are how everything is connected. Totally be a lot easier, but alas, I am at the mercy of having to do this by myself. But I am experienced. This is not my first rodeo. This is not the first bootmapper client PCB I've ported into QMK. I think at this point I've done the Pank 60 from Pank Interactive. I've done the Budget 96 from Donut Cables. I've done the HB 85 from Gray Studios. I've done the Mars 8.0 and a few others, yeah. I don't know. So I've noticed that the PCB designers behind the Singa and behind the TGR stuff, I've noticed that even though they use the bootmapper client PCBs, they don't exactly follow the design pattern of bootmapper client. By design pattern, I mean that they tend to put the switches everywhere. They tend to take the electrical matrix, and instead of replicating it on the physical matrix like what a lot of boards do, they just scatter the switches everywhere. So let's say your escape key can be part of the same row as the Z key. Stuff like that makes it really, really hard to do any kind of tracing done. Okay, hopefully that's all I needed to remove. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how this comes apart. Anyone on stream have a TGR Jane? Maybe you have to take off this weight too. Let's just take it off just in case, you know. By far the most expensive keyboard I have ever worked on stream. Bang it against the desk a few times. Oh yeah, that would totally do the trick. How many of you would cry if I started banging this on my desk? TGR Jane, $2,000? I don't know. Maybe that's aftermarket. Like Jane has like 20 screws. Okay, I'm starting to see that right now. Though I've had the opportunity to check out a key cult as well, thanks to Mr. Petrov, and just on initial impressions alone, I think the key cult number one, like the TKL one, seems to be like just on initial impressions alone, I was more impressed with the key cult than the TGR. Why is it so expensive? Just get a ducky. Well, as you can see, this board is like aluminum, you know? There we go. Holy cow, look at that. Okay, let's just put the parts away for the time being. Let me grab some. Let me grab some plastic baggies here from Daiso, so just so I don't misplace all these screws. Okay, weight screws. How heavy is it? On my head. On my head is a wizard hat, the most magical item in the keyboard community. It's clearly a wizard hat. Okay. Okay, that is a lot of screws. You're correct. Where'd you get those tiny bags? You need those. The bags are from Daiso, a local dollar store that sells a bunch of Japanese items. I'm not sure if there's any in your area. £5 to £10. Yeah, I would imagine that. It's I almost feel that my fail is the same weight, fully built. Local to Seattle, really. There was a Daiso in Richmond when I went to visit Zeal. They're not only in Seattle. Well, to be fair, I've not seen a Daiso anywhere else other than Seattle. So I would not be surprised. Well, Xenophobia, if you would like some, I can pick some up for you and send it your way. They're super cheap. It's just like $1 plus tax. Shipping to you would cost more, to be fair. I feel like if I'm not careful, this thing is just gonna all come apart. I'm not really seeing how to open it. This is his best keyboard. Show me your best keyboard setup. My best keyboard setup. This is probably the most expensive keyboard that I own. I've got other boards. Like this one, this is a Kira 60. Tray mount case. I think group buy, it was about 350 bucks. Not sure. Yeah, I was gonna look up TGR Jane. Just have to take a look at photos. Yep. Here, just so you guys can see what I'm looking at here. TGR Jane V2. Dude, hello Tokyo. What are the switches on these guys? On my Kira, these are 65G V1 Zelios, which Zeal doesn't sell anymore, unfortunately. I actually really like them, so I'm a little disappointed that he no longer sells them. Guys, I don't know how to take this apart. I'm just gonna take off more screws so we see what happens here. Yeah, Zelios and Xylants and basically all of Zeal's switches are like some of my favorites. He's also very pleasant to talk to and has really good customer service, which I really appreciate. He also showed me some interesting items while I was up there, so I'm excited for ZealPC. Zeal must be swimming in money. Perhaps. Okay. There's the weight. Nice brass, sandblasted brass weight. Okay. There we go. This comes out like so. That's your favorite weight. Okay. Man, this has so many parts. Okay. Jeez. That's why I couldn't open it. There's even more here. Got about 200 Zelios and Xylants, but no board to put them in. Yeah. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but I think Zeal doesn't sell switches at group buy pricing anymore. So everything is now just like $1 per switch. Okay, so here we go. I see another difference with this board. Some of these screws look like they've already been used. Oh, is that right, a Charizard fan? He's only gonna do GB prices for new stuff. Makes sense, makes sense. Makes absolute sense. Move some stuff off here. Give myself a little more room. Let's move that here. Oh, there we go. It's finally coming apart. Top part. Woo! Finally. Jeez. Took forever. And now the PCB, the MX PCB. Looks pretty much the same as the Alps one. Just on a visual inspection, all the columns seem to line up. All the rows seem to line up. I'm not going to be hunting around as much as I do with other bootmapper client boards, so that's great news. Okay, I am going to put this away temporarily. It's not in my way when I do all this. He shipped this with a whole lot of foam. It was very appreciated. Watch me like not know how to assemble this. Alright, okay, there we go. That's the front of the PCB. So the way I do this is, here we go. Let me explain what I'm gonna do before I do it. So what I have here is a keyboard layout editor image of a generic TKL with standard layouts. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be labeling each of these keys with which row and which column that they're connected to on the microcontroller. I will also be needing the ATmega 32A diagram or pinout, because even though I've done this multiple times, I can't ever seem to remember, like I can't memorize all of this. So I will be looking at this, tracing the board, and populating this. And hopefully that won't take me too long. He does free shipping. He also does free shipping if it's a local pickup, which is what I did this past weekend. Okay. All right, let us do. Oops. Wrong buttons. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay, let's see how fast I can do this. First things first, figure out which hole is the row and which hole is the column. Hooray! It's as I surmised. The entire top row physically is actually part of the same row electrically, except for this last key right here. For some reason it's not part of that row. Oh well, that's fine. No big deal there. Let's figure out which pin this row is. Let me untangle my cables. So based on my experience with ATmega 32A, the rows are usually B's, like B0 to B7. So that would be somewhere here. Yep. Just so happened to be the first one I touched, but I don't know which one it is. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. B0. Excellent. Most excellent. Just label it B0. B0. Okay. Perfect. Easy. I know. Seriously, this makes me really happy. Let's just figure out what that last row is. 1, 1, 2. that right, 1, 2, that would be B6. Okay. B6. Easy peasy. How about this next row? They're all part of the same row. They're not part of the same row once it gets to the navigation cluster. That's fine, I can live with that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. B1. So far, extremely easy. Oops. B1, not B2. The navigation cluster is on its own. It's B6. B6, okay. Who else is B6? Nope. No one else uses B6, that's fine. One, two, three. 3. That would be 1, 2, 3, B2. Excellent. Most excellent. So if you guys don't want to use a bootmapper client PCB, the other PCB you can use for your TGR Jane is actually the H87A built by Heinebusch. The difference is it's natively QMK powered. It's already in QMK because it uses an Atmega 32U4, unlike this guy that uses an Atmega 32A. So that's really the only difference. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. B7. Okay. These guys are all B7. So far, it's a really easy time. Famous last words, right? Okay. B3. B3. I bet this is B4. Yep, B4. And the up arrow key is up arrow key is B2. Really? B2. So that should correspond with the third row. Correctamundo. Okay. What the heck? Okay. It is B5. And the last two keys, down arrow and right arrow, are B3? Really? Yep, it's B3. Down arrow is B3. Right arrow is that first pin, which is B4. Yep. That works. Works out really, really well. There we go. This is what I just accomplished, guys. As you can see, for the most part, for the function keys and the alphas and modifiers, it's pretty sequential. First row is B0, B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, all the way through. Where it gets a little finicky is on the nav cluster and on the arrow keys. See, it jumps from B1 to B6, B2 to B7. This top row here goes B0, B0, B6. And the arrow keys are all, each one is part of a different row. Not a big problem. Not a big problem. That still makes it easier than the rest of the other bootmapper client boards I've built with. Next up, we need to figure out the columns. So before we do that, I just want to make sure that I don't lose this information. So I'm gonna save it. TGR Jane. Save. Okay. We are going to start from the escape key and move to the right. Just plugging away, figuring that out. So the columns are a little more complicated because you have to figure out which diode they're connected to. There we go. Once you figure out the diode, you have to figure out the line of diodes that's connected. Great. They're all part of the same column. Perfect. Okay. So I know from experience with bootmapper client PCBs is that if it's following the design, it goes A0 through A7, then it goes C7 through C2, and then it jumps to D7. So hopefully I'm correct on that, and hopefully it's the same when it comes to this. But we won't know yet. Won't know quite yet. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Nope. Nope. Well, I'm not really triggering anything. Maybe I'm not applying enough pressure. Ah, there we go. There's an issue of applying enough pressure. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 from the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. A0. Okay, okay. A0. No problem. A0. Okay. Just have to be absolutely sure. Because, you know, this key here, the shift key is for the 2.25U. I just have to make sure that it's the correct diode. Yep, it is the correct diode. Excellent. Most excellent. Most excellent. Okay. Uh-oh. Don't fail me now, batteries. Yeah. So the 36 viewers currently watching right now, if you have any questions about what I'm doing here, what the procedure is, about the board even, or about keyboards in general, feel free to ask away, and I will try my best to get to you while I drink some port. But the goal for tonight is to get this board, the TGR Jane V2, into QMK, or at least pull requested. Okay. I bet this is gonna be A1. Come on, A1. Really? How VIA work with QMK? How does VIA work? So VIA is a tool created by Olivia and Wilba, specifically for the boards that they have worked on together and a few very select partners. The way VIA works is that like a lot of people have said that VIA is not QMK or VIA is QMK, but the truth of the matter is VIA still relies on QMK. If it's in the QMK, if it's in the QMK firmware repo, you still have to use that firmware with some flags enabled, some features enabled that will then allow the VIA software to go look at those flags and be like, okay, those flags are enabled. It's not just flags, it's flags and a few pieces of code. Then the VIA front end will be like, okay, I can communicate with this board, and I can change the key map on the fly. Okay, that's not registering. Oh, it's not registering because my multimeter turned off. That's why. Of course, try as I might, it's not gonna register. There we go. Did I do this correct? The third one. 1, 2, 3, A1. Okay. A1. There we go. I sure hope that's correct. I guess I'll find out. So technically I can use VIA in any keyboard. Correct. You can. As long as you turn on the correct flags and use the right pieces of code, VIA can support any keyboard in QMK. So far, I've only seen it work on Atmega 32U4s and on ARM keyboards. I've never seen it in use on the Bootmapper client PCB. But yes, technically, every keyboard in QMK can be supported by VIA. Like, that's actually like, there's actually like a big issue with that because Wilba and Olivia have maintained that VIA, which is the other half of Olivia's name, if you didn't know that, VIA is only intended for Wilba's boards and a select few partners. So a lot of the code that he's written, a lot of the code you can see in QMK right now on his boards is custom crafted to work only with those boards. You could copy and paste those segments, those diffs into a new keyboard, and it might work. It theoretically can work, but keep in mind this is very, very custom code. And even if you were able to do that, you would still need to put those changes into VIA as well. So yeah, and if you want those in VIA, you're gonna have to have a conversation with Wilba and Olivia about what they can support. And I guess I'll say it again, this is custom crafted for his boards and partners only. So I've been noticing that there are some other vendors who have taken VIA, like, because it's open source and all. They've taken VIA and just been like, okay, I'm just gonna make my own copy and just use it for my own boards. And in fact, in about 2 weeks, I will have a board that does exactly that. So out of curiosity, out of the 36 people currently on stream, how many of you own a TGR Jane? Because if you do have one, I will probably touch base with you. Like, hopefully you have a built one. I will touch base with you to have you test my code. Dun dun dun. Ava Jane, if that is what you asked, can't hear well over a video game. Yeah, okay, great. If you have a game, if you have a Jane, sorry. If you have a Jane, not a game, definitely I will be interested in talking to you to test my QMK code. And by test, I am talking about like literally testing. Like, I'm not 100% sure that my code will work, but because I've done this a lot, I've greater than 50% confidence that this will work on your board. keep getting confused as to what pin this is. There we go. It is pin A3. Okay. A3. There we go. I have a Jane. It's a prototype, so PCB might be slightly different. Oof. Well, this PCB, according to what's labeled on it, is a I swore it had, oh, here we go. It's called a TGR Pontoporia V1.2. I don't know what the prototype version is, but do let me know if you know. Ponto what now? Pontoporia. Here, let's see if the camera can get it. You can read that. Pontoporia. I guess Jane was more catchy than the TGR Pontoporia. But I guess, you know, it's just because the PCB is named a certain way doesn't mean the keyboard has to be named that way. Like, I think, so the Xeno uses a Wilba board. I think it's called the WT75 or something. It's called the board itself is called a Xeno, but the PCB is called the WT whatever. There's another board in Group Buy that uses the same PCB and it's called something else entirely. I think it's a dolphin in a different language. Okay, you have my interest peaked. Let's figure that out. What is a Pontoporia? Pontoporia, the La Plata dolphin. It's a dolphin. Cool, it's a dolphin native to Africa? Interesting. Okay, that is. Maybe it's a dolphin named Jane. Who knows? Who knows? Think it's a dolphin, yeah. Pretty cool. I did not know that, but now I do. Thanks, Nick Heller. Yeah, who knows? Who knows what inspires PCB designers to name their boards? Come on. Oh, shoots. I'm gonna start from the other side because I'm kind of confused as to what these boards are. There we go. I'm gonna figure out the arrow keys first. Yep. It's D7. One, two, three, four, 5. 5 from the left on the bottom is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. D7. And that is right. D7. D7 it is. That entire bottom row here is D7. At least for the arrows. Let's see if it's the same across the whole thing. Oh, of course it's not. It can't possibly possibly be that easy. At least all the arrows are part of the same column. That's good, I guess. Your PCB is a version 1.1. Okay. Just to be absolutely sure, I'm not gonna have you test this. I'm gonna look for someone else, just because I don't know what the difference is, and I do not want you to brick your board, because that would be a very, very expensive brick. But thank you for offering your assistance. If anyone else has a V1.2 PCB, I will. Or actually, if anyone does have a V1.1 and is feeling particularly brave to flash new firmware, never done before, then be my guest. But please do not hold me accountable. Do not hold me accountable for anything that might happen. Whew. Okay. It's also D7. You know, a lot of this tracing stuff is kind of just poking wherever and just seeing, oh, it beeps there, it beeps here. Therefore, these two guys must be part of the same connection. And then you just go on to the next beep. So forth and so on. That's a C2. C2. And the last one. I think that's a C1. No, that's a C3. Okay. These guys are C3. How about all this? The guys on the very top. Go. Dang. Okay. C4. C7, really? That's so strange. Okay. I think I got the most complicated columns out of the way. Okay. Just double check that one last time. Yep, I screwed that up. It's not C2, it is... No, it's C2. It is C2, okay. Okay, I got the most complicated stuff out of the way. Now I get to continue with the rest of the board. I'm not drinking this wine as fast as I normally do because I don't want to spill the wine on this board. Okay, let's see. Let us start from here. Sometimes these solder joints are so small, can't exactly poke them properly. Why can't I poke you properly? Beep! Beep, man. Okay, I think that was C3. And to be absolutely sure that that is C3, compare it to a known C3. Excellent. C3. Which port are you drinking tonight? I am still drinking the Costco port. Just because it's a 750 milliliter bottle. I only drink port on Tuesday nights for porting with ports. Probably 1 or 2 glasses a night. And it's been going on for 3 weeks. C2. Right. C2. C2. Alright, shift key. What about the shift key? What pin are you connected to? Nope. It is C3, really? Okay. I think The columns are a little bit more messed up than the rows. Still not terribly bad. But bad enough to be confusing. Okay. Let me... Do I have a stabilizer? Stabilizer wire. Do I have a spare stabilizer wire I can borrow really quick? Yes, I do. So I need this to figure out where the 6.25U switch should go into. I'm just gonna put this in really quick. As you can see, I pretty much buy all my stabilizers from Novelkeys. And I guess here's a quick shell. Novelkeys is one of my sponsors. If you buy anything from Novelkeys and use keyword wizard, you will get 5% off. So definitely hit that up if you're interested. Okay. I'm assuming it's any of these guys right there. Didn't know that. Yeah, I have quite a few sponsors these days. DixieMech, Novelkeys, Baking Pie, or Baking Pie of Keebio, ZealPC, of course, all that stuff. Yeah, if you do, let's do this. Exclamation point Novelkeys. There we go. Novelkeys. And you can do the same with the rest of my sponsors: DixieMech, Baking Pie, Keebio. I just always say Baking Pie. That's because how I know. That's how I know him. A5. The space bar is A5. Perfect. Okay. How to continue? Okay, so I did that guy. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Come on, register, please. A3. But I already did A3. That's so... 1, 2, 3, 4. Really? Did I screw up? I think I screwed up. It was A2. Okay, okay. I get it. I was wondering why it jumped. It's actually A2, not A3. It's this following one that's A3. Like so. Okay. I bet this is A4. Yep, it's A4. A4. Quick fix, yeah, seriously. I'm glad it's a quick fix. A5. Yep, A5. A5. Come on. Yep, that's A6. Pretty easy so far. Next one should be A7. Yep, A7. And after A7, it should be C7. Hopefully. Hopefully. Those pesky details. I know, seriously. You get one detail wrong, throws your whole probing off by 1, throws your firmware off by 1, and you're like, crap. What? Four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, C7. How about this guy right there. This guy is C7. That guy's a C7 as well. Okay. So close. So close, folks. That should be C6. Yep, C6. C6. Okay. What? Really? Okay. I guess not triggering anyone else. C5. It's got to be C4 next. Yep, C4. C4. Alright, just want to show you guys what I have next here. Okay, I'm almost done. All that's missing are these keys right here. For some reason, none of them are actually causing a beep. Even this one over here. So I'm actually gonna have to do them one by one. Whew. Okay. One by one, here we come. That would be C3. Okay. C3. C4. Wonder why I couldn't probe that properly. C5. Okay. Why could I not figure that out earlier? Don't know. C4. Okay. So close. So close, guys. It's C4 as well. C5. C3. Oh. And that last one is a C5. To be expected. And now the final two, which should be C2 and C3. All right. I have figured out the switch matrix of the TGR chain. So I will not know for sure that this is 100% correct until I've actually flashed the board with the firmware and tested every single switch based on my key map. So what's next is I get to finally touch QMK and program all of this information in. But first, it is time to finish my drink. Hey Olivia! Thanks for joining in. I just finished tracing the TGR Jane switch matrix. Do you have a TGR Jane V2, Olivia? You do not. Oh my gosh. I finally have a board that you do not have. Woo! Okay, well, since that's the case, I will take this opportunity to gloat. No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Okay, we are gonna go into QMK, but first I am going to open the window because it's getting... I'm the worst. Okay. Well, I took the board apart already, so it's not like there's much to see. But the story goes is that I asked Yuxi for some schematics, And he's like, no, I'll send you some hardware, which I thought was just a PCB. So he sent me an MX and an ALPS PCB along with an actual board. So this is just the top half. I took it apart because I had to get to the PCB, but he sent me an entire board for free. Yeah. So you can see it's already kind of there. So this is not a, he told me this is a rejected unit. And as you can see, that's probably why. No, it's not visible to anyone who's not looking inside the PCB. Let's put this away. Let me open that window, or at least open my door. It's really hot here today. Ah, that's some fresher air. Some fresher air, and I guess I'll take this off. It's pretty hot. Okay. All right. What's next? Okay. I need to take all of this and put it into QMK. For that, I no longer need the PCB. And we can actually start some quote-unquote coding. Okay. So just to speed up the stream, I already did some work beforehand, such as setting up a branch, copy and pasting some code. Copy and pasting some code. I basically just copy and pasted the Singa. Okay, because it's also a bootmapper client board. I changed a bunch of the names around. I modified the README a little bit. What else did I do? I deleted a bunch of the other key maps in there. Basically changed the names around just a little tiny bit, just so we could have a good base point of things. And I am going to check this in right now. Initial commit of TGR Jane. Boom, it's in. It's not like TGR rejects would ever go unloved. Exactly. And I'm out of wine, so I'm gonna pour myself another glass. And you guys can watch me pour it. Watch me pour another glass. I think I'm good just for one last glass, which is fine because after work I went out with a few co-workers and we had some drinks. So I've probably already drank my daily allowance of alcohol. Okay, let's put that on the side for now. And let's keep working on this. Okay, so first things first, the first file I like to touch is a file called config.h. No matter what you have, if it's an Atmega32 ARM or bootmapper client board, you will always have this. You will always have this file. So the first thing I like to do here is put in all the row pins that I have and all the column pins that I have. So we're gonna have to take a look at our little diagram that we were doing earlier. All the rows go from B0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, B0 through B5. Actually, just make sure there's no B6. Oh, and there is a B6 and a B7. I was wrong. Let's add that back in. B6, B7. And column pins. We have an A0 that goes all the way to A7. Then it goes from C7 down to C3, C2. There's C1. No, there's not. So we go from C7 to C2, and a D7 is next. Okay, that looks good. So once we have this all set up, we need to modify this guy right here. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 rows and 15 columns, is that right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 columns, perfect. We got that right. RGB LEDs, I did not see any RGB LEDs. No RGB LEDs. Do they even have pads for them? Oh, yes, they do. They've got pads for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 RGB LEDs. Okay. For those more knowledgeable than I about TGR Janes, are there any TGR Janes that allow underglow? Does anyone know? Because based on all photos I've seen, they're all just solid metal. So based on that, the older ones had optional diffuser, not V2. Okay. I'm just going to assume that this works for the V2. And thank you, Nick Heller, for that information. If that's the case, I will blot this out. Boop. This is quite similar to another RGB board, another bootmapper client board that I just did, which I can't seem to remember what they are. Let me just do some research really quick. What board did I just put in that it did not have? Oh, Unicorn, yeah. The Unicorn is in the same boat. Okay, if that's the case, I'll just leave it like that. Okay. So after I've edited the config.h, I then like to do rules.mk. Rules.mk pretty much tells you what bootloader your board uses and what features it uses, such as boot magic, RGB light enable, RGB light custom driver. We can set those all to no. Actually, just to be sure, I'm gonna try and remember what I did for the Unicorn, because I don't remember. What did I do? For the Unicorn, yep, I set them both to no. Okay. I'm good. Perfect. What else? Okay. So once you've set all the roles, no UART, all that looks good. The next file I like to touch is your keyboard.h file, the Jane, or in this case, jane.h. There we go. So as I said, this was copied from the Singa. So this is for a 75 key layout. Hey Talisman, thanks for joining in. Tonight I am porting over the TGR Jane V2. one of the most popular boards in the community right now, and I think ever. This might be a bias to say, but this board has made it very far despite the fact that it's not natively QMK. So I hope that future iterations of this board, if they still use a bootmapper client circuit board, will be made even more popular because of this USB port, this QMK port. I've heard that I think there'll be new PCBs in the future. I'm not 100% sure about that. UXC would know more. How is Al's popularity doing against Jane? I don't think it's as popular, to be honest. Okay. So what you guys are looking at over here, this is what is called a layout macro. A layout macro consists of two parts. The top part, this guy right here, is what I like to call the physical matrix. And the bottom part here is what I like to call the electrical matrix. You'll see all these numbers here that start with K49, K50, K68, whatever. And what this means is the K stands for key. The first digit stands for the row number, and the next digit stands for the column number. So for example, if you were to look at this, K36, this is the key located at row 3, column 6. And if you want to know what row that is and what column that is, you can go all the way back to config.h. And I guess it's always beneficial to do this. Just type it all out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I like to go A, B, C, D, E. So K36, right? That would mean it's the key or the switch. There we go. Just to show a quick example. Your favorite Cherry MX switch right here has two switch legs, right? One leg goes to a column pin and one leg goes to the row pin. In the case of K36, one leg is connected to pin B3 and the other leg is connected to pin A6. That's how it works. The electrical matrix sounds like an early krautrock band, 1970-ish. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. So let's talk about the electrical matrix first. The electrical matrix here is basically just a sequential list of all the switches in your matrix. This matrix has to abide to the dimensions specified in your config.h. This guy right here, 8 by 15. This guy needs to be 8 by 15, and he's not right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's missing one more row. And 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. He has the right number of columns with the wrong number of rows. And I copied this from the Singa, which is created by Amnesia, actually. Amnesia, and you know, as I mentioned earlier, all these numbers are supposed to signify a certain row and column pin connection, but that's not a hard and fast rule. It's more like the order that they're put in. The reason why I like to do K, row, and column is because it's a lot easier to debug when you're when you're tracing it. Amnesia in this case just basically made it all sequential. He went K0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, so forth and so on. I do not like that, so I'm going to change it up a bit. Zero, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold on. Yep. A, B, C, D, E, like so. And I'm just gonna copy and paste it all the way. Just fix this all up. We're so close, guys. So what I'm doing here is just one layout, the standard layout. And when the board is built, I'll try and figure out the other layouts. We'll see though. Oh. What time is it? 9:16 p.m. PST. We have been at this since 7:30. It's almost 2 hours at this point, and I'm almost done. Tracing the switch matrix, in my opinion, takes a whole lot longer than actually taking all that data and putting it into QMK. Basically, we've got all these templates all set up for you, and all you really need to do is put in the right pins and put in the right matrix. There's actually very little coding involved. It's more just learning to count. Like right now I'm counting from 1 to 6 and comma separation so you don't mess up the order like what I just did there. Okay, there we go. Need one more row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You are right. 7. I'm going to mention once again that the reason why we need another row is because this needs to adhere to the matrix size that you defined in config.h, which is 8 by 15. Okay, so this is what your electrical matrix will look like for this board. The physical matrix, on the other hand, does not need to abide by those same dimensions. The physical matrix is how your board is laid out. In other bootmapper client boards such as the Face W, the Pank 60, or even the Budget 96, think of it as like, you know, like K44 here can go top left, bottom right, in the middle, wherever. It can really go anywhere. But in our case, it's actually quite sequential. Let's take a look at this guy again. Okay, so you can see it goes from A0 through A7. This is just a top row. So we need to match this guy right here, this physical matrix, to what the board actually looks like. So this very top row needs to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 different units in it. And from the looks of it, it is... yeah. Let's just copy and paste it for now and just fill out the missing keys. Make it easy, you know? Okay. So 16 units, right? C7, C6, C5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, then it jumps to D7, then it jumps to C4, which would be... oh yeah, so it would be 6, be B6 and C4, which would be 6B, K6B. There we go. K6B. Okay, the second row is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay. Let's copy and paste once again. You think I need K0E and K6B. Really? K0E. Here, let's take a look at that again. Config.h is D7. Oh yeah, you're right. E and K6B. Yep, that's right. I feel like it's missing a key. Let me think about this. C7 to C2, which it has. Oh yeah, there we go. It goes C2, D, E, and B. So it still needs that E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, that's right. It still needs that D. It still needs that D. Xenophobia. I just missed one key there. The K0E. This next one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I need 2 extra keys there. C2, C3, C2. Okay. So after B1, C2, which is K1, K1D, K1D, that's where it starts to change. So I'm going to need B6, C3, B6, C2. So 6C, 6D, 6C, 6D, K6C, K6D, and the last guy is B6, D7, B6, 6E. Okay. Oops. K6E. Bingo. I've only gone through 2 rows so far. Next row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 2 extra keys again. Just copy paste it. Copy pasta. Copy pasta. Could use the KLE layout as official guide. Add in row and columns in the key. Yeah. So this goes A0, A7, nothing breaks in between. C7 through C2. Perfect. C7 through C2 is D. The last key there should be D. Yay. Okay. Wait, did I screw that up? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Next one is 3. Xenophobia, what are you doing? Trying to figure this out, man. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you want to help, you gotta help teach, man. You can't just blurt out the answers just like that. Okay, I've lost my place. Okay. Be easier if I can see it like this. Nine, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay. Then just double checking. Looks good. This next row is 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. The C6, C5, C4. Okay, it skips the C3. That's why. It's skipping that C3, guys. See that? Goes C7, C6, C5. It skips to C3, then it goes to C4, and then it goes to C2, which is weird. Here, hold on. Let me just do this. Okay. The C3 that's missing is the C. Okay. There we go. That's it. And now we want to do the next two rows. A0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, C7, C6. Okay, it skips the C5 and the C2. There's a bunch of jumping right there. Let's just fix that up a bit. Okay, so 4 0, 4 1, 4 2, 4 3, 4 4, 4 5, 4 6, 4 7. Okay, 4 8, 4 9, 4 A. C5 is A. Okay, that's what needs to be removed. 4A needs to be removed. And while I'm there, I'm gonna remember to remove it here as well. So every time you omit a key in the physical matrix, you need to omit it in the electrical matrix as well by putting in KC no. And I've already missed a few of the others, but compile issues will get it for me. Okay, so B4, C4 is B, B4, C3 is C. Okay, and that last key is the B2, D7, 2E, K2E. Oops. All right, finally the last row. Here we go. This one's gonna be fun because I don't need all of them. So it goes A0, A1, A2. A3 and A4 are gone, so I can remove that. And now, what's C7? It goes 8, 9, C. 8, 9, and then C. Oh, all these are removed too, huh? 56 and 57 get removed. Eight, 9, 5A and 5B are also removed. C, D. Okay. C and D. Okay. I just have to figure out those last three keys. I just have to figure out these last three keys. Nebulan says, I want to drink port with Merlin. Hey, if you come to Seattle, I will drink all the port with you. There's actually a place here in Seattle that serves quite a few ports. It's located in Bellevue, Washington. So if you ever come back and visit, we can go together and drink some port. Alright, so close. I have to figure out B5 and D7. B5, D7 is K5E. K5E. B3, D7 is K3E. K3, oops, lowercase. And the last one is B4, D7, which is 4E. K free. Okay, that's done. That is done, guys. I just need to finish emitting the keys over here. So, okay, that's fine. Now I can do the guess and check game here. 2 9, 2A, 2B, 2C, 2D, 3 0, 3 8, 3 9, 3B, K 3C, and K 3E. Okay. K 3C and K 3E. It looks like it's K 2E as well. About K 1E. Yeah, K 1E is also perfect. Okay. Okay, the fastest way to know what else I'm missing is to just attempt to compile this. So I'm going to attempt to compile this, even though the key map still isn't done. Hopefully I don't hit those compile issues. Okay, yeah, let's not do that. I'm just gonna copy and paste the unicorn stuff I did, just to get past all this. Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to do a little bit more work. Okay. Oh yeah. So we call this entire thing the layout macro, and the way to properly name this is all caps layout underscore some lowercase description. In this case, we have a description called TKL underscore ANSI, and we need to make sure that goes everywhere. And gosh, I think I'm actually gonna need to make a key map. So I'm gonna borrow something from QMK. I am gonna borrow a key map, a fairly standard key map from QMK, from the layouts. TKL ANSI, where are you? Here we go. TKL ANSI key map. Here we go. Nothing too complex. Just enough to get me to compile this darn thing so I can see what the errors are and fix them. Here we go. What did I screw up that time? Layout underscore TKL ANSI. Layout underscore TKL ANSI. I'm probably missing a few keys or something. Past 80s. What? But just takes 84. Alright. What this error means is that the key map in keymap.c has 87 elements in it. An element is something like this: kc underscore whatever, kc underscore k. There are 87 of them defined in here. And what the error is telling us is that there is a mismatch. You know? So that means my layout macro, this guy right here, specifically this, only has 84 elements in it. So I have to figure out where I went wrong. Let's figure this out. Oops. The way to figure that out is by counting once again. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's correct. Let me just annotate it really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Another 17. 1, 2, yep, that's 17 actually. Next row is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Ah! Look what I discovered, guys. It's that row that's missing. I'm missing 3 keys. And I would bet it's these guys right here. So just to be absolutely sure, B2C2 is 2D. Yep, that is correct. So I need B7C3, which is 7C. K7C. B7C2, which is 7D and 7E. Okay. K7D and K7E. Okay. I think that's where the error was, guys. Okay. Let's try that build again. Hooray! Okay. Tells me all of the stuff I need to fix, and there are quite a few of them. No problem. We can do it. Just read through these really quick. K4D undeclared in a function. Really? K4D. In case you know. Next one, K60. K60, K61, 62, 63, 64, and 65. 66, 67, 68, 69. Okay. Oops. All the way to 69. And 6A as well. Wow. I thought I was done there. Okay, perfect. And now it goes K70, K71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, and K7A. Wow. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. actually. 7A and 7B. Okay. Let's see what else it complains about. Woo! It compiled. We have our first TGR Jane QMK firmware, folks. Okay. So, you know, I can say whatever I want here, but until I actually test it, it's not going to be a real thing. So, onwards to the next challenge. Right, folks? Let's just test this out really quick. From my experience with the Unicorn, it was somewhat difficult to put it into bootloader mode. So I'm really hoping I don't experience the same thing with this PCB. On the Unicorn, there were 2 pins that you had to short. You couldn't just press a key, hold it down, and plug it in. So I'm examining the PCB to see if there is any such pinout that I have to short. It was labeled on the Unicorn, but I'm not seeing anything similar here. Nope, nope, nope. Traditionally speaking, in almost all the bootmapper client boards that I've seen, the reset key is located at K00, which is the key connected to B0 and A0. This would correspond to the escape key on the TGR. So that's what I'm going to test, and that's what I'm going to program. Okay. Let's do... Here we go. Oh yeah, I absolutely have to show you guys this. Hopefully you're all familiar with QMK Configurator by now. We've added quite a few changes. One of the changes is you can now test your keyboard. Click. And I'm gonna type using this guy. Oops. You can completely see that it's populating like that. So we are just going to make sure that this PCB absolutely works, okay? Before we do anything, make sure that the PCB, before I flash QMK on it, works. So if it doesn't work, I can be like, okay, it didn't work to begin with, so why would it work now with QMK? Well, okay. This is just me testing the stock firmware, alright guys? Don't get too excited yet. What the hell? Hey guys, I just probed like the escape key and look at what key is coming up. It's the semicolon. What the heck? Okay, well at least that proves that that key works. Okay. F1's not working. Uh-oh. This is stock firmware. F3 is N? What? What in the world? Okay, guys, I'm gonna make this bigger so you guys can see what's happening. Okay. I'm literally just going like from the top row to the bottom, left to right, and this is what I'm seeing. It's completely, whoever programmed this board has some problems. Black market installers. Okay. Well, based on what I'm seeing, this PCB isn't programmed very well. Some of the keys aren't even registering properly, or at all, which makes me a little nervous about flashing QMK on it, because what the heck? That was the mute button. Well, that's problematic because I'm not going to be able to figure it out. If they flash it with 60% firmware or whatever, who knows? Well, the board's already messed up as far as I can tell, so it's not gonna hurt if I flash QMK on it. You know what? I have bootmapper client. Why don't I try and program this first? Let's do this. Yeah, let's try using the stock stuff first before I actually, you know, mess things up. Bootmapper client, where are you? Where are you? Here we go. Bootmapper client. Boop. Oh yeah, quick shell GMK Merlin coming soon. Coming soon. Okay, let's see. Do I remember how this works? It's been so long since I used Bootmapper client. It's so long. Okay. Just think of this download. Oh, there we go. Okay, perfect. It's all coming back to me. Come on. There we go. Escape key. Okay. F1, F2, F3, F4, F5. Okay. Seems to be good. Hey, what's up, Nordic? Thanks for joining in. Glad to see that you have internet. I don't know what's going on here, folks. Okay. So this is your first time seeing Bootmapper client in action. It is very similar to VIA. Basically, it works by, so you type the key, and then you choose what key you want it to be by clicking anywhere here. you know. How was the Last Supper? Well, we just had a few drinks. Nordic is a co-worker of mine. Well, it seems like the PCB is all good. It's just probably programmed really crappily. I think we're all good, guys. Sorry I missed out. Don't hurt me, boss. You are forgiven. Yeah. So far, so good. PCB works out. All positions register. Okay. No action key. Alright, the PCB checks out. I am confident on flashing QMK here now. So that is what I will do. Wish me luck, folks. Bootload HID-R. Okay, there we go. Bootload -R TGR Jane default .hex. Okay. I am going to guess, what port am I drinking today? The port I'm drinking today is, let me show it on screen. Kirkland Signature Tawny 10-year port. So far so good. And yeah, I'm gonna need all the luck that I can muster. Here we go. Let's make that a little bit smaller. Let's, hopefully this escape key is the reset key. Because if it's not, it's gonna be a long night of me just poking literally every switch, trying to figure out which is which. And that's not good. Okay. I think it's in reset. So if I press enter, it should flash the board. Let's go, guys. Enter. Error opening HID boot device. The specified device was not found. I am not surprised. I'm gonna try that again. Maybe I just didn't make the right contacts for the escape key. But geez, this is the part that I hate the most. Trying to figure out what the reset key is, especially since it's not labeled anywhere on the PCB. Oops. Yep, HID boot device not found. I'm gonna try again, just to be absolutely sure. So you never know when you just have a piece of wire and you're trying to short two pads. You really just don't know. Okay. It's flashing! Oh my gosh! Yes, third time's the charm. It's flashing, it's flashing. Flash, 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 flash. Woo! Guys, I just flashed QMK firmware on a TGR Jane V2. You've said some magic words. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm now gonna test the PCB. So make sure you sacrifice a few goats as well, or whatever. But I'd prefer you send some bits. I don't know if it works, cause I haven't probed it yet after I flashed. So let's see. Let's just review my key map here really quick. My key map looks pretty standard. Goes escape key, function keys from F1 to F12, print screen, scroll lock, and pause. Yeah, this is what you would expect on your typical TKL ANSI standard layout. Rather than a piece of wire, I don't think tweezers work that well, actually. Okay, let's do this. Alright, folks, let's do this. The first QMK powered board, QMK TGR V2. I'm gonna probe the escape key right now. This better be an escape. Woo! Escape! We're on the right track, folks. Yeah! Yeah, boy. Oh yeah, I am so happy. This is working out. Oh. No. That's F11. Putting my screen around. Okay, F12. Uh-oh. Scroll lock. Not doing well. Pause. Nope. Pause not registering either. Scroll lock, print screen. Okay. Sure. Did not expect it to be perfect the first time through, but pretty close so far, guys. Follow the web-based testers. Browser will still intercept a few for its own use. Oh, totally. Totally. Yeah. All keys work for my firmware. Oh shoot, look at that, guys. I'm off by 1 on that row. I think I'm off by 1. I'm gonna have to play with that a little bit to make sure. Yep, off by 1. Okay. There we go. Okay. Almost there. Okay, almost there. Obviously, I had a few keys that were a little off, so I'm gonna have to probe those keys, but for the most part, it's there. This is QMK firmware on a TGR Jane V2. This is the very first TGR Jane V2 that has QMK firmware on it. I will now attempt to flip the board. Bidding will start at $1,500. No, I'm not gonna flip this board. That's just bad juju. Oh yeah, Nordic. This is a TGR Jane V2, one of the most popular boards in the keyboard community. Several of these fetch upwards of $1,000. I think the most one ever sold for was 2,200. I'm not completely sure about that, but yeah, this is one of the most popular TKL shaped boards. So yeah. Okay, I am going to attempt to fix that guy right there, the F11 key, and my up and down key. I don't know what happened there. Yes, I like to make fun of Nordic, but it's all in good fun. Okay, let's go look at this matrix again, or not the matrix, just the keyboard layout editor. We will just verify that the up key and the down key are correct. Okay. Up key and down key. It's the row. Okay. Just verify the row first. B2. Yeah. Okay. And B3. Okay, the rows are correct. So that means it's the column that is suspect in this case. The column. So they share the same column. I probably just screwed up the pin that it's connected to. Or not. One, two, three, four, five, D7. Nope, I did not screw that up. Okay. What did I screw up? Okay. Let's go look at F11 really quick. Let's make sure all that is good. F11. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, B0. That is correct. And C4. C4, that is correct. Okay. Something is... I probably screwed up the layout macro. Yeah, for sure. I probably did screw up the layout macro. So I take it this board isn't a Doro 67. No, it's not. It is not. Do I still have it as a Doro 67 on the screen, on the stream title? No, I don't. It says TGR Jane. This board is your birthday present. You wish. You wish. Okay, yeah, I think I am fairly confident that I screwed up this matrix somehow. Well, let me just verify that. It's not registering. What key is that? Seriously? Okay. It's A2. Okay. Everything is shifted. Here. Let's try that again. Where is A2? A2 is on the top. Okay. Okay. I got it. It is A2. Yeah, it's A2. I have everything. Everything needs to be shifted by one. Shoots. Alright, let's just do that. A2. A3. A4. 5. A6. A7. C7. C6. C4. Okay. Just to be absolutely sure, let's just probe a couple more guys here. C5. Okay. There we go. That's it. That's what happened. Shifted. Here, let's do that. It's K41 that's supposed to be missing. K4A. There we go. Let's make that again. Okay. What board did you mount Godspeed onto? Oh, this? This is my Kira 60. My Kira 60 with Doyu Studios DO60 PCB on it. Okay, let's see if I fix that bottom row. At the very least, I hope I fix that bottom row. Bootload. Okay, that reset key is hard to trigger. Had to do it 3 times the last try, but now that I know that it's the reset key, I'm pretty... Okay, surely there's an easier way to do this. Darn it. I keep failing to trigger it. You have to be the Yuxi. What do you mean? I have to be the Yuxi. Arrgh! It's not working. Why is this super sensitive? Like literally every other bootmapper client board I've done has been fine. I've done it like once and I'm getting it. This one I literally have to channel the maker. I actually don't know if Yuxi is the one that designs these boards. Okay. I will try the tweezer approach just to make Drashna happy. I have tweezers attached to it now. Didn't work either. Drashna, you're a liar. Okay, I know, absolutely know it's the escape key. You guys saw me trigger it on the escape key. I'm not going crazy. I know it's this key. There it is. Oh my gosh, that took forever. I didn't brick $1,000 keyboard. And even if I did, there are replacement PCBs available on Heine Bush. Through Heine Bush, I mean. Alright, Yan. I'm using your tool. Hopefully I fixed my little issue here. Yay. Got that second row fixed. V, B, N, M, less than, greater than? No, greater than's not working. Come on, greater than. Question mark. Right shift. Up. Yeah, I know it's still going. Well, I'm testing my code right now. I'll try the tweezers, Mr. Joshna. Nope. Greater than sign still does not work. Yeah, probably 3-hour marathon. Hey, it's the TGR Jane V2, okay? So it's gotta at least it's complaining. Okay, that would be the 1, 2, 3. This guy right there. Let's just make sure. Everything lines up appropriately. Yeah. It is C5. Okay. That is, I have it programmed correctly and it's not working. Okay, well, the only time I ever see that happen is if there's an internal trace issue. So there's a likelihood that the PCB I have right now is actually broken. Did I smash it on the desk again? No. I suspect there's just something broken inside. Because all of my traces are correct, especially for those two problematic keys. This guy, here, this guy, and the up key. Actually, I have a suspicion that yeah, the greater than sign is not working. And the up key, yep, up key's not working. Up key doesn't work, guys. Even though I traced it correctly. But it worked before. No, it didn't. Come on, up key. Okay. Just so I'm not freaking out here. Let's go back to this guy. The row is B2. Yeah, is correct. And the column is D7. Pretty sure I have it correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, D7. Yeah, that is correct. I've traced it correctly. It's just not being fun. No one wants to spend money on the PCB. $1,000 keyboard, $30 PCB. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, it's an unfortunate case. Okay, so the other key that I was confused about was the F11 key. That's the other guy that didn't quite register. Okay, F11 does trigger something, so it works. Okay, that's fine. About these guys. These guys on top don't really do anything. Oh, there we go. Print screen. Scroll lock doesn't do anything. And neither does pause. Okay. Just gonna double check scroll lock and pause. Just to be absolutely sure. So the row for scroll lock is correct. So same can be said with pause. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that's D7. All right. Yeah, I've done them correctly. Because that just shows that there's something, there might be an issue with the PCB itself. To be absolutely sure, be B0D7. 0E. Oops. Oh, hey. Yeah. 0E. And B6C4. 6B. Yeah. I've got this all laid out correctly. It's just might be something with the PCB itself. Who knows? But that's really weird because when I was on Bootmapper client, it seems to, everything seemed to trigger just fine. So, There are some keys they may not register, but I'm pretty sure if we put it in, they do. That's very, very odd with this board. My next question is the Alps PCB designed in the same way? Maybe I'll port that some other day. But I am disappointed because my tracing and my programming all seem to point to the fact that the PCB has an issue. Okay. I do want to build this board eventually, so I may have to ping Heinebush on a spare PCB if he's got one. But how about this? Out of the 43 viewers, if you have a working TGR Jane and you would like to try out this new firmware, I can send it to you over Discord, either on stream right now if you're brave enough to try it, or I can do it some other day. Meanwhile, I will clean up what I have here. Any one of you 41 have a TGR Jane and would like to try QMK on their board? It will increase resale value by at least $500. I'm getting one for no, you're not. You liar. Oh yeah. Let me just do. He dreams of TGR. My gosh, yeah. What does TGR stand for anyway? Maybe it's, since he names all of his boards after girls, maybe it's TGR stands for the girlfriend, and this one's called Jane, the girlfriend Jane. The girl ran. Totally great relationship, Jane. Okay, well, I'm not gonna push my changes into my fork yet, just because in the past I've had people snooping around my GitHub directory, which, you know, it's open source, it's for everyone to look into, but I've had one particular individual cuss me out because the firmware that I was still working on bricked his board. And I'm like, sorry, it's in my branch for a reason. So I haven't committed it to QMK yet. You know, I haven't even PR'd it. There's a reason why you don't just look into people's forks, look at their branch, and try their code. I don't know, man. I was just kind of like, sorry, bud, I don't think I can help you there. I personally wouldn't want to, given the fact you just cussed me out for no reason. Not the doing it, but for cursing you out after. Yeah, I know, I'm just like... Yeah. Okay. Well, I will reach out to known TGR Jane owners in the next day or two and just have them verify that these guys, and these guys work with my firmware, because on my board these don't, and I am very confident that it is not the firmware that I wrote, but I will verify that with someone who has a fully working TGR Jane. You roll the dice, you take your chance. Yeah, very much so. Very much so. I'm just gonna clear this up a bit. Okay. Well, anyway, I think that just kind of put a damper on my progress this evening, since it didn't really go through as well. But before I end the stream, I would just like to show off the board one more time. This is the top piece. Actually, I don't need that view anymore. This is the top piece. It's right there. It's got a brass plate in it, and it's top mount, like so. It's connected to the top via 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screws. Aluminum top, brass plate. Yeah, I know, this is a really nice blue. It's what would I compare it to? It actually looks very similar to the KBD fans blue that they have on their tofus. And I know that's probably sacrilege. That's probably heresy to say that. But, you know, it's my opinion. It's up to you all if you want to accept what I say. Here is the sandblasted weight right there. It says Jane. Made really, really nice. This is the other weight that connects to the back. Jane is also engraved on the right there. Look at that. Now for the bottom piece, let me grab that bottom piece. There we go. Bottom piece. Here's the bottom piece. Look at that. So as I said earlier, this board was known to be a customer reject because it had some flaws. There are some rough patches on this bottom case. I think you can see some of it in the light right now, but it's all internal. See that? Looks really, really nice. And this is where the weight went. Here, I'll show you. Show you all. Goes like that. It drops in like so, drops in like so, and then there's that other piece, another weight. That's the version number there, V2.0. Yeah, there are actually some scratches on the back here that, you know, I think I have my ISO turned way too much on the camera, so you can't see it as well, but I can see a total of 1, 2, 3 different scratches, but it's all on like the back side, so you would never see it anyway. And this goes just like that, and it is, oh, that just looks beautiful. Looks so beautiful like that. And while I'm at it, this thing slides right in there, I believe. So that is the Jane, and I will, once I have enough parts for it, I will attempt to build it, but not before verifying that I have a working PCB. I think in a few weeks or so I'll port the Alps PCB in, but you know, I have a suspicion that the matrix is going to be the same anyway. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah. And if not, I will just go bug Heinebush. I know he's currently out of stock for his H87A PCB. Natively QMK powered, so I won't have to do any of this business again. But he is out of stock, so I don't know, maybe he's got something hidden away. Who knows? Who knows? There we go. TGR MX PCB. He can hook me up. Yeah, indeed. But if he has none in stock, he will have none in stock no matter who asks, unless he like desolders one of his prototypes or who knows. Okay. All right, folks. Wow, it's 10:42 and I still have work tomorrow. Nordic would know because I work with him. Okay. All right, folks, thank you so much for sticking with me for the last 3 hours at this point, as I trace the PCB that seems to not work and program the PCB to have QMK on it. I know this was a much longer stream than usual, maybe because I've been drinking and I was drinking after work too, so who knows. But I do fully intend to filing a PR with QMK in the near future once I verify a few things. So if you have a TGR Jane V2, sit tight, it is definitely coming along. Anyway, hope you guys liked the stream today. If you like more of what you're seeing and want to continue supporting my channel, definitely hit up my affiliate links to the left here. As you can see, I have discount codes and I have affiliate links as well. We have several GMK sets out on group buy, available on Novelkeys and DixieMech. And okay, one thing about DixieMech, if you're looking to travel anytime soon, such as to the Seattle meetup on July 27th, and you want to bring a bunch of your boards, DixieMech is selling Pelican flight cases that you can store all of your keyboards in. So definitely check that out. Anyway, hope you guys all have a great rest of the evening, great rest of the week, and I will see you on my next stream this coming Saturday. Stay tuned for the Singa TGR Unicorn build stream. I'll see you all. Goodbye.